Whenever you're quilting and sewing, have you ever had a problem with when you let go at the end, the seam gets narrow? Or that you're lining things up and you think, oh, they're not lined up. So you have to take it out, rip out a few stitches, realign and get going again. Or that you're sewing and stressing to get that perfect straight seam when you like to sew a little faster and get a better seam. And finally, getting perfect points. We work so hard in our cutting and sewing to get those, but knowing that one concept, we can get perfect points. We can use moleskin, however, it's going to wear out because it's fabric or foam, and it leaves a sticky mess. Or we can use a stack of Post-it notes. We can either cut it back or have the whole thing there, and as we sew, we're going to guide against that. However, those don't stick very well. We can also use painter's tape where we stack it, or we can cut it out with an X-Acto knife to get a stack. And then we're going to guide this. However, there's this adhesive all along those edges and it catches on those threads. If you have a flange on the foot, then that's going to push back to where you only get that quarter, but I want this perfect point, and so I need to let this fabric flow over, and this edge will not let me do that. Just like anything else that we would put on the machine that would create a lip, that it's too high and it doesn't allow us to push that and get a perfect point. Those products work for the concept, but they have drawbacks. I designed Sewing Edge so that it's going to give me the concept, but it's not going to have other issues. So it has a repositionable adhesive. It won't leave anything sticky behind. It's vinyl, so it's not going to wear out as I'm sewing along it. It's as thick as 3 layers of fabric, and so you can push it up against there and you know you're lined up, but it allows the excess fabric to flow over if I want to make perfect points. And we're going to be able to position it exactly where we need it, on this base here or on the bobbin cover. It lasts a long time as long as you have it on one surface and not going between two where adhesive or lint can start collecting on it. So as long as you have it applied on one surface, then it's going to last a really long time. Now that you see the concept of having the sewing edge on the machine bed, let me show you how we can position it, and we can sew the same seam allowance on any sewing machine. We're going to turn this upside down. There's a laser cut groove, and we'll hand turn the needle down onto that. And I want to show you, remember that seam narrowing? What's causing that is when I have the needle in the center position, I have this one long feed dog on this side working for me, but this feed dog may or may not be under there at all. It's whatever's under the ruler is the feed dogs that are working. So what I'm going to do on this machine in order to keep the fabric from being pulled by this single one, I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to move the needle over. And here you can see I have it labeled on the machine. I need 01, but I need the needle at a 6.0 position, which that's what this is. The needle position is 3.5 and we want it to go to 6. Once I have that, now I'll hand turn that down and I can see that all of that last feed dog is working for me. So that's why I have it marked. And the other thing is we want to position the sewing edge only on the bobbin cover so that whenever I pop out the bobbin, it comes with it. So I'm going to line this up. One other thing about this tool is I have lines that go across the tool so I can square this up. And I just pick the lines that best fit the machine. So I'm going to have that lined up. And I'm picking this line right here. You may not be able to see it, but I can see it lined up. I'm going to hand turn that needle down. I've got it lined up parallel here and parallel there. Put the presser foot down, and now I'm going to put my sewing edge on the bobbin cover and just catch the edge of it. It's kind of sticky, but that's what we want. We'll put that right there on that. And now I can take all of that off. And now from our needle to our sewing edge is that scant quarter. And let me just double check that. We're going to put our regular foot on, and we want to measure and make sure we got the right size seam allowance. What we're going to do is we're going to check and make sure we got a scant quarter seam. We're going to line this up on the line on the stitching, and we can see that it's perfect match here. We don't have a gap and we don't have fabric sticking out. So we've got our scant quarter, and our pressing is going to help make the points match. I hope this information has helped you understand some of the issues, and using sewing edge can resolve those problems. We're going to be able to sew straight seams more quickly and have more fun with our sewing. We can know before we get to the foot that things are aligned, and we can keep sewing. And we can know what's causing that seams to narrow as we go up to the machine and we let go of our fabric. And finally, we can get really great points because we're allowing that fabric to flow over and aim for the points that matter. They're going to be on the front of the quilt. So I'm Marcy Baker from Quilt with Marcy Baker. Go to my website to find out more. Enjoy your quilting even more.